The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is a public holiday in Nigeria marked every 15 January to commemorate the servicemen of the Nigerian Armed Forces. It also honors veterans of the World War I and II as well as the Nigerian Civil War. Being a former British colony, Remembrance Day was formally celebrated on 11th November as Poppy Day in honor of the end of the First World War. Upon the government's victory against Biafran troops on 15 January 1970, the holiday was moved off the calendar of the Commonwealth of Nations and was changed to 15 January in commemoration of the conclusion of the Nigerian Civil War that sought to tear apart the unity of Nigeria.
Olden days, they used to do it on the 11th of November. Every 11th of November, that is what they call it. We call it 11/11 parade. So I don't know how many they chose and they turn it to January 15. If I tell you anything, how it comes on January 15, I don't know. But before, it was 11/11. That is 11 of November in every year. So it was turned now to January 15 now. I could remember in 1983, we are the first people to open this Eagle Square on parade. You understand? I did the parade. I did parade here several times. It's for our fallen heroes. Like what is going on now in Maiduguri, Sokoto, all this, just to remember them. It's for them. It's for the fallen heroes. You can see, if you are killed in the national issues, you can see sometimes they will fly your body to this our national cemetery here in Abuja. You understand? But it's for the hero, the fallen heroes.
The yearly celebration serves as an avenue for honoring retired members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, otherwise known as the veterans and fallen heroes who laid down their lives in service to humanity during the First and Second World War, Nigerian Civil War, peace support, and various internal security operations. However, the current situation of the veterans in Nigeria is rather appalling.
There are some ex-servicemen, actually, who are still, to some extent, able-bodied. Some of them find other things to do. They don't wait for pension. Some of them are bedridden. They cannot do anything. They rely on this pension. And this pension, if it comes, it's not even enough, because when the government increases salary of workers, that of the pensioners are supposed to be reviewed. In fact, the Constitution says that the pension should be reviewed every five years, but that does not happen regularly. And you see, within 5 years, the value of what we are taking is gone with inflation.
On 5th January 2022, ahead of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, retired members of the Nigerian Armed Forces thronged the Ministries of Finance and Defense in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, to protest against unpaid pension, salaries, allowances, a review of the National Health Insurance Scheme under the Defense Health Maintenance, among other issues.
One of our demands is the non-payment of the 24 months accrued arrears of minimum wage, which was approved by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces in 2019. Up till now, we are still waiting for the money to be released to us. Our members are dying on a daily basis. You can see that not too many of us are here because most of them are bedridden. And it is unfortunate that we have, veterans like us in authority, in government as we speak today. The president is one of us. The Minister of Defense is one of us. The National Security Advisor is one of us. We also have members of the Nigerian Parliament that are members. It is a shame because it is not our intention to come out to wash our dirty linen in public, but we have no other option.
The outcome of the protest resulted in a meeting between the Minister of Defense, Bashir Magashi, and the leadership of the coalition of concerned veterans, where the minister assured the ex-servicemen that their outstanding and other entitlements will be paid by the end of January 2022.
With the Honorable Minister of Defense on our issues. One, the issue of minimum wage arrears, followed by SDA, Security Department Allowance, medically deboarded personnel, National Health Insurance Scheme, civil service, civil war veterans who were cleared but yet to be paid. These were the issues we tabled before the Honorable Minister, including disparity of pay and pensions. And we discussed extensively with the Honorable Minister ways and manners of solving some of these pressing issues that our men were out to on strike for. And at the end of the day, it was resolved that on the issue of the minimum wage arrears, we are expecting liaison with the Ministry of Finance that it will be out before the end of January. On the issue of Security Department allowance, is receiving presidential attention at the moment, and we are hoping that any moment that issue too will be resolved.
The Armed Forces Remembrance emblem represents a sign of the sacrifices and blood shed by officers and men of the armed forces for peace and security of Nigeria.
Well, it signifies the fallen heroes, remembrance of those who fought for Nigeria and during the World War and the Civil War. So we remember them and we celebrate them, and those that were left behind, the widows and their children. So the little contribution made to support them.
President Muhammadu Buhari, during the 2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem launch, described the emblem as a sign of Nigeria's resolve to remain united as a nation and confront any challenges she may face. It is a sign of Nigeria's resolve to say no to divisions and embrace one another as a united, indivisible country.
We are gathered here today to acknowledge and appreciate the gallantry, sacrifices, and accomplishments of our veterans at the First and Second World Wars, peace support operations, and internal security operations, especially the long-drawn war on insurgency as well as armed banditry.
The president called on all Nigerians to make generous donations to the Nigerian Legion, support the widows and orphans of the fallen heroes, procure the emblems, and wear them with pride. On the commendation of the Nigerian Legion, the president noted that the need to maintain the comradeship that existed during the service among officers and men of the armed forces led to its establishment through an act of the National Assembly. He commended the Nigerian Legion for living up to its mandate of catering for the welfare of ex-servicemen and those that distinguished themselves in the wars Nigeria participated in. These statements have, however, been debunked by one of the veterans organizations, the retired members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, as some members allege that proceeds of the emblem do not go to the families of fallen heroes.
This emblem, I purposely wore it. You see, it's for 2022. It's a scam. Now, if you go to every airport, you will see women that claim that they are wives and widows of fallen heroes selling this emblem. Some sell it at 1,000 naira. I bought this 1,000 naira. I did it purposely. And I told the lady that I'm giving you this money to increase the menace of the devilish prayers that veterans are praying against this government. Now, this emblem that you see, the monies are going through the Nigerian Legion. The Nigerian Legion is already a scam because members of the Nigerian Legion are civilians. And 90% of them don't have a discharge army certificate, military certificate, either Navy, Army, or Air Force. But they claim to be Legion. Some of them are lieutenants, captains, and they are ordinary civilians. Now, why did you think that the Olonishokin era of the defense chief of defense staff called for 2 sessions on 3 days retreat to have a closure on the Veterans Federation of Nigeria? And that Veterans Federation of Nigeria is supposed to erase the Nigerian Legion and impute the Veterans Federation of Nigeria. And one of the committee heads of the Veterans Federation of Nigeria has now been instituted as the head of the Nigerian Legion, a retired general. So I don't even know what's happening, because if we spend public funds to sit down 3 days, we sit down another 3 days. That is huge. And we came out with a document. These documents have been communicated to the National Assembly. So why is the Nigerian Legion still existing?
I am from retired member of Nigerian Armed Forces, REMEMBRANCE. We have the Legion who take care of that. Me, I have not seen anything. Okay, I have not seen anything.
Where does the money goes into? Nobody knows. So somebody somewhere is benefiting from it, and until there's a review and those in authority, realizes that indeed what they are raising that fund for is utilized, in the proper manner, then we are going nowhere.
There's a body called the Legion, and if you go during most of the 15th January.
However, the national chairman, Nigerian Legion, Major General A.M. Jibril, says the proceeds made from the sales of the emblem goes into taking care of the families of retired veterans and fallen heroes.
When I look at the totality of what the Legion stands for and what the Legion has on the ground, and I know that we are not near anywhere to tackling the issues, the problems of the families of the veterans. It's part of what I intend to do if I stay here for long, to go around and sensitize the government, state government, to realize that what they are doing is a service to the nation. If we go to other climes, you see how the organization like Nigerian Legion there is a conglomeration of business establishment that when a retiree left, or those that are left by veterans, they will go in there and get employment. Their children, their grandchildren, even so those who left with their limbs in good health, after retirement, they can go and look for contract job. When I say contract job, employment for a fixed period, 4 years, in addition to the number of years you have put in, and you work for another 5-6 years, they'll be paying you, and that will be an addition to your pension. Your life is enhanced and those of your dependents. So what I am saying that the money during that humanitarian day, we buy things, we invite families of deceased soldiers, to come forward, and we buy a different type of gift, food item, even cash donation, and we also sponsor children of dependent to schools across from secondary school, even nursery, primary, secondary, and to university. So these are this, but how much is it being collected is the question. But as I said, I will not tell, because it's not enough to be the running cost of the Legion headquarters.
President Muhammadu Buhari had, during the launch of the 2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem, further reiterated his commitment to making life more meaningful to all retirees, with promises to make use of available resources, ensure payment of all liabilities arising from increments made to the pensions of ex-servicemen.